Okay, I was at TSA. I went through. I was standing with all the other sheep, waiting for my bag, and then this individual comes through, and he was irate, and he said he was complaining about having to take his shoes off. And he started explaining how he had 2 prosthetic knees and he flies every week and this isn't how it goes. And he was just like screaming at some random TSA guy who just kind of like nodded and was like, yep, okay. I don't know why the guy had to take his shoes off, but he did. And then he moved on. He started like looking for the manager and started talking to some other TSA manager person, just kept telling everybody who he could. And the TSA person like looks over me and goes, I've met 46,000 people today. And I made 45,999 friends. And he was not one of them. And I just thought it was kind of funny. So the reason like the Ritz-Carlton's like nice is because you get, I would call a continuity of experience. There's a standard to the level of experience you're supposed to receive when you go from property to property. This is why I love chain luxury, as you guys know. When you go through the TSA line, there is no such continuity of experience to be had, you know. And the best part, I think, the funniest part is that, you know, one airport, you got to take your bag out. You can't take your bag out. This one's clear. This one's pre-check. This one's clear and pre-check. You can wear your shoes. Don't wear your shoes. Different kind of machine. Stand here. Put your hands over your head. You know, that stuff. If you like ask them, like, do I need to take my shoes off? So I have to take my bag out, like whatever. They just look at you and like give you like, they just like yell at you like that was a stupid question to even ask. Am I supposed to do this? Am I allowed to do that? They just, it's just comical to me that they just assume that you're supposed to know all of the rules when most people aren't really flying that often, if you think about it. And then the day after I went through the TSA line, the TSA came out with a new rule that said, you do not have to take your shoes off, which instantly devalued everybody's TSA pre-check. But you don't have to take your shoes off through the TSA line anymore. And then I was looking on Twitter and somebody was like, yeah, I started taking my shoes off. They were responding to the TSA, like the government Twitter account. And they were like, yeah, I started taking my shoes off in line. And this TSA agent started like berating me for taking them off. Like, you ain't got to do that. Put them away. Put them back on. Get through. Which is just funny because the day before, I had had the opposite experience with an individual with 2 prosthetic knees who was very unhappy and liked to tell the TSA agent how to do his job because he flies every week, so he must know everything.